Hello, welcome to our TV show, Fun in Sri Lanka. I'm Joe Rainey.
And I'm Charlie Bovard. Today we're going to talk about Sri Lanka's colonial history all the way through their government today.
And Sri Lanka's culture. Hello again, now about Sri Lankan culture. Most of Sri Lanka's culture revolves around religion. The majority of the population of Sri Lanka is Hindu. Although there are still many Islamic mosques, Buddhist temples, and Christian churches found in India. Most are found along the coast. One of the biggest holidays is the Sinhala New Year, which is celebrated in April. This festival is based on Hindu writings. It is said that the Prince of Peace, called Indradeva, comes to Earth to ensure peace, happiness, and prosperity. He would come to Earth riding a white carriage while wearing a 10.5-foot tall white floral crown. He is said to break Earth's gravity into a Kiru Sayura, or Sea of Milk. Although this is from Hindu literature, this festival incorporates indigenous, Buddhist, astrological, and Hinduism traditions. One thing that Sri Lankan people really enjoy is sports. Volleyball is the national sport, but the most popular is cricket. The national cricket team has had some form of success. In 1997, as underdogs, the Sri Lankan national cricket team won the Cricket World Cup. In 2007, Sri Lanka lost to Australia in the World Cup finals. Most recently, they lost to India in the 2011 World Cup. India later went on to win the World Cup. After that, Mutia Muratharan, one of the greatest bowlers ever, named for a cricket pitcher, retired. He was number 1 on the International Cricket Council's player rankings for 1,711 days. He is known as one of the most successful bowlers of all time and is maybe the best Sri Lankan cricket player ever. That's a Sri Lankan cultural blast. To you, Charles. Stop.
That's pretty interesting, Joe. Next on our list is Sri Lanka's colonial history. Sri Lanka was discovered in 1505 by the Portuguese. They soon discovered that the island was defenseless because of its civil disputes. The locals did not like the Portuguese, and when the Dutch landed, they pleaded for help. They came up with a treaty that the king of Sri Lanka would get all the area that the Portuguese had, and the Dutch could have a monopoly to trade over the entire island. A British captain and his crew were captured for 19 years on Sri Lanka, and once they were released, they returned to Britain. After that, the Britain started eyeing Sri Lanka. Eventually, the British formally ceded Sri Lanka from the Dutch. After the Second World War, Sri Lanka became an independent country. From then on, it has been a republic with civil wars and peaceful disputes. The Sri Lankan government mimics the United States government. There are 3 branches in their system: executive, legislative, and judicial. In 1978, the Constitution of Sri Lanka created legal statuses for the 9 provinces of Sri Lanka. Within those provinces, there are 25 districts.
Is that it?
Yes.
The government is the presidential representative democratic republic, meaning that their president is both head of state and head of government. The executive power is held by the president, while the legislative power is held by the president and the parliament. Like America has the Democratic and Republican parties, Sri Lanka has the Sri Lanka Freedom Party and the United National Party. The president of Sri Lanka's name is Mahinda Rajapaksa. He was elected on November 19, 2005. He received 58% of the votes. The Prime Minister of Sri Lanka is Desanaka Mudiyansalaj Jaranate. He was elected on April 21, 2010. Both the Prime Minister of Sri Lanka and the President are part of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. The leader of the opposition is named Ranil Wickremesinghe, He is a member of the United Nationalist Party. The politics of Sri Lanka reflect the historical and political differences between the two main ethnic groups, the Sinhala and the Tamils. The Sinhala are the majority and live on the southern part of the island, and the Tamils are the minority and live on the eastern part of the island. The third branch of government is the judiciary branch. This branch includes multiple courts. These courts are the Supreme Court of Sri Lanka, Court of Appeal of Sri Lanka, the High Court of Sri Lanka, District Courts, Magistrates Court, and the Primary Court. The laws of Sri Lanka are based off other countries' laws. The criminal laws are fundamentally the same as the British, and the civil laws are more based on the Roman Dutch laws. Sri Lanka is also a member of the United Nations.
The national flag is a lion on the right side holding a sword. On the left side there are two stripes of orange and green. The entire flag is outlined by a thin strip of yellow.
Wow!
The emblem of Sri Lanka has a lion in the center holding a sword. On the outside there are multiple rings of blue and gold. This is a picture of an ancient Buddhist ruin in the city of Polonnaruwa. It dates back to the 12th century.
One of the saddest times in Sri Lanka's history was in 2004 when the Indian Ocean earthquake led to a tsunami and it hit the island. Over 30,196 deaths were confirmed after the island was hit by the tsunami. This happened on December 26, 2004. The south and east coast were the worst hit. 1.5 million people were displaced from their homes. Around 1,200 dead were counted at Batticaloa in the east, and at Trincomalee in the northeast, the tsunami reached more than 1.25 miles inland, or 2 kilometers. 800 were reported dead there. Here's some more fun facts. Charles?
The actual name of Sri Lanka is the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka. It was founded in 1948.
But it dates back almost 30,000 years.
Wow. The area of Sri Lanka is approximately 25,332 square miles.
That's roughly about the size of West Virginia.
I never thought of it like that. The life expectancy is 75 years old. The adult, which would be about 15 to 24 years old, their literacy rate is about 97%. Sri Lanka actually has two capitals. The administrative capital is Sri Jagannathapura. The commercial capital is Colombo. The population is 19.5 million people. The average income in 2008 was about $13,000 per year.
Thanks!